Hello, people of the interwebs and surrounding universes. It's your host here, Emily B, back with another video. If you're new here, my name is Emily B, also known as Earth and M here on YouTube, and I talk about pretty much anything that interests me. But sometimes I also do more creative style videos where I like to do makeup, hair, and things of that nature. Today I'm going to be reviewing the RawBeautyKristi and Colourpop collaboration, better known as the At Forest Sight palette. This is what the palette looks like. Today I'm just going to be reviewing the palette from the RawBeautyKristi Colourpop collaboration because I didn't have the guapo to buy the entire collection, but I'm sure it's worth it. It's actually on sale right now for like $20 less than what they were originally selling it for. So if you're interested in buying the collection, get it. But it's gonna be a fun time. If you wanna see me review this palette and a few other things from Colourpop, then keep on watching. This palette was $20 whenever I bought it a few weeks ago, but as of right now, I just checked the Colourpop website. It's going for $14 for Cyber Week, but at the original price of $20 with 12 shadows in here, it would be about $1.60 per shadow, which I think is a pretty good deal. So me being me, I really want to dip into the greens and blues in this palette. I love the maroons and reds and neutrals over here. I really think the stars of this palette are these green foresty shades because, I mean, it's a forest themed palette. So let's go with the greens. First, I'm going to be going in with Old Growth on a fluffy blending brush and just starting to sweep that across the crease. I find that laying down a neutral shade, more like flesh toned shade, before I put on colored eyeshadows makes it blend in better to my really pale skin. Because I love to wear bright eyeshadows and dark eyeshadows and all that jazz, but it can definitely look a little bit cray-cray on me if I don't blend it well. So this gives me a little bit of leeway. I actually heard about this trick from Jackie Ina's channel, which is funny because her tips are usually geared towards dark-skinned women because that is the audience she caters to. But it actually works for anybody who has a more stark skin tone, whether it's super pale like me or dark like Jackie. Just laying down a flesh color before you put on any sort of bright eyeshadows makes it look a little less intense on the eye and makes it all the more blendable in the future. First opinion off the bat, this color is really, really pretty and I would honestly just wear it by itself with some lashes, but it's blending super duper easily. Colourpop always has very blendable eyeshadows, but I expected even higher quality with a RawBeautyKristi collaboration because her thing is eyes, eyeshadows, lashes. So I expected really good quality, and these seem to be very good quality. Next, I'm going in with Puffball, which is a slightly darker brown, and starting to deepen up the outside of my crease. I have avoided watching any tutorials with this palette, any reviews, because the palette came out a few weeks ago. And I just now got it because I had to wait for shipping. I obviously didn't get it in PR or anything. I've specifically avoided watching any videos on the palette so that I could give a 100% unbiased, fair review, you know? Because if I watch somebody else's video about it, even if it's Kristi's video about it herself, it would still give me a slight bias because I know the shadows, I know what they look like, I know how they perform or how they performed on somebody else. So I just kind of wanted to go into it blind. I really love how these shadows are blending together. And I know they're neutrals, they're browns, but on my skin tone, sometimes even the easiest of blendable colors can be a little bit patchy and weird looking just because my skin shines through. But these are blending really, really nicely and easily. Next, I'm dipping into the darkest brown in the palette, which is Homegrown. and pressing that into the outer V. This is going to create definition for the colors we're about to lay down. Alrighty, so far so good. Now let's get into the colors. Starting off, I'm going to go in with PNW, which is a bluish shade. It's not really a navy. I would kind of call it teal, maybe? Don't check me on that. And I'm just going to tap that into the browns on the outer corner that we already laid down. The pigment in these shadows is absolutely incredible. Look at how dense that color is. Have you guys listened to Megan Thee Stallion's new song, Body? I literally cannot get it out of my head. Body yaddy 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 body yaddy 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 yaddy. Sorry. I'm kind of just tapping this in to get the general shape I want, and then I'm gonna blend it out with another color in a moment. Oh my goodness, so pretty. I love it. And there is a little bit of fallout on my cheek, but I'm not worried about it. Because I can just wipe it away. One moment. Whew, okay, we're back. I just had to fix my under eye makeup briefly. This is why most people would suggest that you do your eyeshadow before you do your base makeup, but I just went ahead and did my base makeup and my eyebrows before I started because I wanted to focus on the palette. That was my mistake, but learn from me and do your eyeshadow first. Pretty please. Thank you. Now that we have that color laid down, I am going to go in with Emerald City, which is this medium forest green, on the end of that fluffy blending brush we used earlier, and pack it in next to PNW. Oh, these colors are singing my name. Literally, I love blues and greens and just nature colors. And these ones are done so well. Swiping it through towards the inner corner, but not all the way. All right, now that we have that color set, we are going to be going into the lightest green in the palette, which is called Fiddlehead. I love the names of all these shades. They're obviously based off of forest things such as mushrooms and different plants and greenery. But it's just so Kristi, so Kristi. She just strikes me as so natural and pure and holistic. She just seems holistic. Now going back in with a little bit of PNW, which is that darker blue that we used, I'm going to redefine that color a little bit. Because sometimes colors can get lost in the sauce if you don't repack them in there. So we don't want them to get lost in the sauce today. Now, since the lid is a little bit intense, obviously with the darker colors, I'm going to go in on the bottom lash line with that same mixture of Old Growth and Puffball, just to not overwhelm the senses with a too overly dramatic eye, because sometimes with my eye shape, if I do too many harsh colors all over the place, it makes my eyes look teeny tiny, and we want big Bambi eyes. Why does this eye look so much better than this eye? I ain't never seen two pretty best friends. It's always one of them gotta be ugly. Now that we have the base of the shadow done, I want to go into these shimmers. The shimmers are the star of the show for me in any palette. I love shimmers. I use shimmers or glitters in pretty much every single look I do. I don't ever really do a fully matte look. It's a character flaw of mine. So I am going to be dipping in with my little finger into Evergreen. So this is a duochrome. It shifts from green to this kind of like shimmery reddish brown color. It's beautiful, so I'm going to put it on my eyeball. Ooh. So freaking pretty, look at that. That color is gorgeous. I love a good shimmer. I am going to go in with West Coast, also on my finger, and dab that into the bottom lash line to make that sparkle a little bit, because we love sparkle in this house. Oh yes, Jesus. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to clean this up, but the colors are doing it for me. I'm actually gonna put that gold in my inner corner as well, because it wouldn't be a makeup look without an inner corner highlight. The shadow is pretty much done. I'm going to go off camera and clean it up a little bit with some concealer, and then I will be back to play with the rest of the stuff that I bought. Okay? Okay, I'll see you in a second. Alrighty, we're back from our commercial break, and it is time to dip into the rest of this stuff. In the last video that I did about Colourpop, I reviewed their brown liquid liner, so I know I love the formula of their liquid liner, but I wanted to get a black one. So that is what we're going to do today. This is their liquid liner in the shade Black. How original. Then I'll shake her up. And I am just going to line my eyes and do a cat eye like I always do. I did my eyeliner completely crooked, but we're just gonna roll with it. The liner itself works really, really well. It's super pigmented and does not leave patchy, crumbly weirdness anywhere. So if you're looking for a good black eyeliner that's hella cheap, then go to Colourpop. Now that we are done with eyeshadow and eyeliner and all that good stuff, I'm going to go off camera and put on mascara and lashes, and we will be back to review some lip products. Alrighty, I have my lashes done, I have my mascara on, so now it's time for some lip products. We need a little juicy pout. So I have two lip liners here today. The first one I'm going to be using is called BFF3. I've never used the Colourpop lip pencil formula, so this will be a complete first for me. Right off the bat, this lip liner is super duper creamy and easy to glide on. It's very glide. All right, now that I have this brown one laid down, I'm going to go in with another color called Another Round. It's kind of a pinky neutral. And I am going to go in and blend that into my lips. Alrighty, I love the effect that that's giving. It's making my lips look very voluptuous. So to top that off, I'm going to be going in with a gloss. I also have not tried a Colourpop gloss before, so this will also be a first. This is the So Juicy Plumping Gloss in the shade QT. Just gonna go right on top of that lip liner. I love the scent of this lip gloss. It's very minty. It's supposed to be plumping. I'm not sure if it's going to have that effect whenever I have lip liner on under it, but regardless, that's not really what I bought it for. I just needed a new gloss. I like the shimmer in it. I don't usually like shimmer in my lip glosses, but this one looks really pretty. It's very finely milled shimmer, and I just think it gives the lip liner a very nice effect. So I am satisfied with it. It's not sticky, it's not tacky, it just feels like a good quality lip gloss, and I'm happy with it. My My final thoughts on this palette are that it's really great quality for the price. Obviously, we knew it was going to be that because of Colourpop. Colourpop always pulls through with the great quality for the cheap price. I love that RawBeautyKristi is branching out and doing more collaborations because she deserves the recognition. She is such an awesome content creator and seems like such a sweet soul who deserves it. Love the graphics of this palette, love how it performs, love the color story. You can do so many different looks with this one palette. You can tone it down, you can do something more neutral, you can do something lighter, something darker, something more vampy, something more woodland fairy like this. It's very versatile, and I think if you buy this palette, you'll get a lot of use out of it. I know I will, and it's something that I'm going to continue to dip into after this tutorial is done. As far as the lip pencils, very glidey, very smooth, very moisturizing on the lips, which is important for me because I have very dry skin and lips. The gloss, you already know my opinion of it, not tacky, not sticky, doesn't feel like glue on my mouth, and the shimmer's really pretty. I like the color. It does what it needs to do, and it looks really pretty. So that is my final thoughts on the RawBeautyKristi x Colourpop collaboration at Forest Sight. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you liked my makeup look and what colors in this palette you would be drawn to. If you have it, let me know if you've used it and what you think of it. I will be back for a commentary video in my next video, but until then, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay beautiful, stay kind, and have a wonderful day. Make the most out of it. Until next time, guys, I love you. Much love.